Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day. It is Friday. The weekend's about to start. It is also December, just like that. 24 days to Christmas. Oh, well, I'm not a big fan of Christmas, but I bet some of you guys are. Anyway, welcome to Borderline Banter, where we have a pretty interesting show today with a few follow-ups, but a lot of weird ones tonight, I'm gonna say. But yeah, well, thanks for watching. If you're watching later on YouTube, you should follow us on Kick as well, so you get notified when we go live. You can find that on borderlinebanter.com. As always, moving the mouse, we have Dustin. Dustin, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Made it to the weekend. First weekend of December.
Yeah, it's insane.
Pretty good.
It just felt like December last year. But it didn't feel like a year. Like, you know how they say the older you get, the time that goes by faster. It's definitely seemed like that.
I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I guess
I know it
I had
is
a lot
true.
of stuff happening
Some
this year.
some days are super long, but other days are like,
like
I don't
when
know.
this year started, I wasn't even in Colorado.
Oh yeah,
I was in a
forgot about
totally
that.
different
We
state.
didn't even know each other then. You know?
A year ago?
Yeah.
Did I know you in,
No,
in December?
we met at the beginning of February. Like
Valentine's Day.
maybe end of January, beginning of February. You know, around there somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I think we've chatted almost every day since then. Like, holy moly. Yeah,
Show anniversary.
yeah, and that's why we decided to let you guys listen to us talk, because I think what we talk about is,
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk anyways, but
yeah, why
this
not?
also forces us to stay a little up to date on what's going on outside of the small world we take part in.
And that's one thing I really like about this. Sorry, just screen there.
We
Should be
don't have a
back in a
lot of
second.
reason to pay attention outside of like the show
Yeah.
and our own morbid interest.
So sorry, I'm just doing a few more things here. But yeah, I think we should get started. Where do you want to start tonight?
Well, like you said, we got some weird ones, so I guess we'll start with the weirdest.
There, give me 2 more seconds, because there is of course an issue. Because why wouldn't there?
Well, that's
I'm gonna
okay.
fix it. Don't worry, it's an easy fix. Hopefully. There he goes.
As we fix it, there'll be a spoiler on the screen.
Okay.
This was from Outkick.com, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's come up some other time though. I remember this site coming up before. Indiana man caught hiding a gun in his butt during arrest. Yeah.
Uh. Okay. During arrest. So did he put it there when he got arrested, or was it there before he got arrested?
Well, that's a good question.
Oh
Another
my
question
gosh, I'm
is
sorry, guys. Go on.
let's say he succeeded.
Yeah.
When they get you back to the prison, don't they search you?
Yeah. They
Like your
do.
butt?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah.
Like you're getting arrested, so like you kind of need to do more than just hide it, don't you? Like, what's the plan here? Are you gonna say like, "Oh, I really got to shit" on the way to the station,
Yeah.
and then they're just gonna let you?
But depending on how long the road trip is, like if they're just back to the station, but say they're transferring states, you legally have to pull over for the inmate every 3 hours.
Maybe there was a plan here, you know.
But yeah, now that I
'Cause
got
I'm
everything
just thinking there's
figured
no
out here,
successful situation here, but yeah, like
and what I'm thinking too is like that's a weird shape, like not that like I
oh
know
here's my man's I
oh
think right here. Yeah, this is Indiana man. That's the
um
man.
I just don't
It,
understand what, like, first of all, what if it won off? Like, what happened if
well.
the
This
fucking
article starts off with well.
does it? Okay, let's take it away.
Well, if it isn't the old concealing a gun in your butt trick. Unfortunately for this ex-con, the move was not as successful as he would have hoped. Christopher Boyd, apparently not familiar with the phrase "nothing good happens after 2 a.m." was a passenger in a vehicle. This pulled over in Evansville, Indiana. The vehicle was reportedly stopped due to an obstructed license plate. The driver and another passenger of the vehicle were released after searches by officers. Boyd was not as lucky as the other two. He had goodies hidden all over his body. So what? They searched everyone in the car because of
Yeah,
what?
now, but different states, different laws, right? So depending on the law there, because some states are allowed to search you, in, but if they have probable cause, like maybe they smelt marijuana, that gives them probable cause to search them all, right?
That
So
again depends on the state because they're
that's it.
doing away with that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
that's literally being
I
cycled
guess,
out.
but then I guess, but they smell marijuana now. They'll have to do the person a DUI test.
You ever notice they never say smell crack or smell cocaine or
Well,
smell
yeah,
anything else but weed?
because weed is much stronger. Crack has actually I never really directly smelt it, but people smoked it on the train beside me, and it kind of smells rubbery. And not gonna lie, if there's enough cocaine, you can smell it. You can definitely smell it. I've never done it. I just like how it smells.
Officers initially found a small bag of multiple pills stuffed in the 30-year-old's sock. Gift he claimed was given to him by his aunt to help him with his pain.
Okay. So then, okay, so that's why they had him. Why did they search him though? Why? So
Oh, and he was saying that was because of a bullet he had lodged in his spine, which actually is relevant because he used that same reasoning for why he couldn't spread his legs. And well, the real reason was he had a gun up his butt.
Okay, he already had a spinal injury. Why was it that fucking gun went off and fucked him? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know that he has a spinal injury.
But I'm just
He's
saying,
using that as a reason why he has a bag of pills and a gun in his butt.
Yeah.
It might not be true.
Okay, but I'm just Okay. But he's gonna get a friggin'. But I don't know. I've never. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going here and see what else. Well, that was exactly true statement on his part. In fact, he was hiding items in both areas. More on that in a minute.
So he was walking with a limp and appeared to be clenching his butt. Officers noted. They wrote that down.
Noted. Yeah. Okay.
That guy seems like he's clenching his cheeks. I'm gonna write that down. Then they did a body scan. This is what I was talking about. Like, don't they just? You're not gonna like. This is a successful way to hide the thing. So
yeah.
And then they did a strip search.
Yeah. Next step.
Yeah, Smith and Wesson.
Yeah. Which is packed to Smith and Wesson. I don't know what that is.
Okay, for those wondering what kind of gun it is, it's a lightweight .380 caliber handgun that weighs in at less than 1 pound, roughly 5 inches long. It is easy to carry. I would assume that means in places other than your butt. But honestly, less than a pound, 5 inches.
Okay, but
you're in the territory of not being.
What do you think? Did he go barrel first or handle first?
You got to go handle first, right? But then, like, what if you accidentally fire at it hit somebody else?
Yeah,
your butt prints are on that.
You bend over and you shoot somebody, but yeah, because if you go barrel first, you might pull the trigger on the way out.
Apparently, he also had 2 bags of weed tucked next to his scrotum. I'm starting to think his aunt didn't give him the pain meds for spinal injury. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, he maybe has been shot. That might be partly true, but
yeah,
that's not really a reason to carry drugs and guns all over your person in all of your holes.
See, India has not legalized regulation of marijuana yet.
Yeah, so that's where it's different from state to state. So Indiana, if they don't have recreational use, then they probably still have stop and sniff.
Yeah,
which is useless because it doesn't actually stop anything.
Yeah, they said right. All you have to do
is no, I just don't believe that smoking marijuana is like damaging to society in any way.
Yeah, but it does fuck up some people. Now we're not gonna get too far into this, but I still think there's a lot of people who shouldn't drive when they're high.
Now we're talking about combining things. I'm just talking about just purely smoking the reefer, which this was the passenger who didn't drive. Yeah. So it's a totally different conversation when you add operating a death machine. That's what cars are.
Yeah.
They're big boxes of metal that we send rapidly in directions.
Before. We talked about that. We ended the show with that.
We terrified our people. They're like, watch out for those big metal boxes. They don't stop very easily. And look how many people a year that are killed by big metal boxes.
Many. That's pretty
every country. You can't escape the big metal box.
Okay.
I'm not sure how we got on that.
Wouldn't that be embarrassing? like, did he,
So he had prior convictions as well. Attempted murder, burglary, and domestic battery. And those are convictions, so that's like...
So,
maybe... found guilty.
I guess...
He wasn't even supposed to have a gun. If you're found guilty of these things, you shouldn't.
And that's probably why they searched him, because maybe they knew who he was, and they're allowed to stop I believe they're still allowed to stop, cons at any time, aren't they?
Well, and really, it could be very simple. It could be, in that state... If they stop the driver, they're allowed to ID everyone in the car, and then from the ID, they see the previous convictions. It's like, okay, well, now we have probable cause to do more.
For sure.
So it was a fishing expedition that they got a hit, and of course they're going to keep going. If they get a hit, you're going to try to reel it in. obviously this guy was a good reel-in. He had a gun in his butt.
I think I would take the L before.
Oh, that's the end. That's all we got.
I would take the L before I put the gun.
Well, it didn't work, and I don't think it would work.
Like, he already took the L, but I would have took the L before. But like, hey, officer, I got a gun in my pocket. I'm sorry. Here, my hands are here.
Yeah, because there's gonna be charges, and some of it might have been alleviated if you know, because you're supposed to notify the cops if you're.
And he's a convict. He's not supposed to have a gun anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna necessarily help him any.
Yeah, like he's not allowed
he's
to
kind
have
of
a gun.
screwed.
So yeah, that's
you weren't supposed to do this, and you hit it, and yeah, good luck to you.
It's just weird. Yeah, I don't.
The thing is, he could hope to say that the search was unlawful. That's going to be his best bet, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do that because it depends on the Indiana laws, and there are states where it's not just the driver that you can fuck with.
Yeah, and now
I think it should be. I don't see a reason to mess with passengers.
That is pretty discriminated if you stop somebody for walking. Funny, because some people do walk with a limp, right? But
oh yeah, if he was just literally walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That wouldn't be a probable cause to search somebody.
But the way he was walking, like he had his butt clean. But some people do.
Well, I mean,
some people literally walk around with a stick up their ass, right?
Point they were going to do.
In this case, it's a gun, but.
Like, see, they noted that he was walking with a limp, but they didn't do anything different. They sent him through the scanner like they would everyone. And the scanner revealed, hey, there's something. Well, I imagine it's like the airport scanners, right?
But didn't they
body scan.
Weren't they pulled over?
This is after arriving at the county jail.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
After arriving, yeah, that's kind of important. We kind of skipped over that right to the limp with the clinch butt cheek. So yeah, this didn't happen on scene. This happened after he was apprehended. Okay. Presumably, they just went to the side of the car and grabbed him, and you wouldn't notice a limp if you had officers escorting you. They're almost lifting you.
Unless he somehow did it in the back of the car. Because I'm assuming he stuffed the gun up. Well, he got pulled over while he was in the back seat, and somehow he concealed it.
It had to be after he got pulled over, but before he was in custody, because otherwise the officers missed it on his person.
They do,
and if they missed it on your person, why are you shoving it up your butt now?
Because you don't.
They missed it already.
But
you're
you
good.
Go to jail, so you know it's an extra felony if you bring a weapon inside a prison.
So he was just hoping to maybe bring it in and have like a high value item inside the jail.
Okay, he might get off for having the gun, but like for getting found with the gun, but he's not going to get off for bringing the gun to a prison, which is a felony.
But he didn't bring it. They brought it.
It doesn't matter. He concealed it. He knew he had it on him. He concealed it, knew it was on him, and he brought it into a federal prison.
Yeah, but the he brought it part isn't happening. When you're in police custody, you aren't moving. But they are moving you. You're in their custody and their care.
They ask you if you have any guns or weapons on you, right? So,
well, they also search you, which is why they searched and found him. I don't think they're going to give him a charge for bringing a gun into a federal facility. That seems egregious, and like they could do it to anyone and everyone.
They do.
And it would incentivize them to do worse searches. This is bad for officer safety. You're letting guns make it all the way to the county jail.
Yeah,
There's people at the county jail who don't have a firearm because they're desk people. That's very dangerous if that's true. So that's why I'm going to assume it's not that.
Wow.
I'm going to assume that it was already up his butt and that he did it as soon as he got pulled over. He's like, oh, I'm going to hide this, up my butt because I'm not the driver. I might be able to get away with it.
They would have saw him struggling. They would have saw him moving around, you think?
You know how long it takes the officer to actually approach your car?
But they're watching. They watch from the back with the car. And if you do anything, they see you reaching. They'll be like, why were you reaching? Or, I saw you put your belt on. You didn't have your belt on before. You should really watch Fridays with Frank.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just assuming that the normal thing would have happened here. Me shoving something in my butt is something you wouldn't see through my rear window. Yeah. Because my seat blocks that. Like the cops behind me, look at through my rear window, the seat and another seat and the trunk are all blocking the view.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I just don't understand. Like, you'd have to be at the side of the car.
I just have one more follow-up. Maybe not question, but inquiry, I guess.
Maybe Frank sucks at his job. Maybe I should watch him.
Did this guy, like, have some lubrication, or did he just go all in?
Well, we don't know because we don't know how long the gun was there. That's kind of the question.
Weird.
Because we're saying it's either, I'm saying it's when they got pulled over, but before police took him into custody, and you're saying it's after he was taken into custody, which seems
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
wildly reckless and unlikely.
But it's very
That's
possible.
saying the police are completely inept.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Which they are, but
Here,
I'm
one
surprised you're
second.
saying
I
it.
want to see that.
I'm just going with the horsies instead of the zebras here. And assuming he panicked when the blues and reds started flashing. When you start to see the blues and reds, you've got about 5 minutes before a cop's actually talking to you. Maybe more, because sometimes they're dicks and they'll pull you over, especially if it's just a traffic violation, a speeding one. They'll pull you over and wait 10 minutes to approach your car. They're not doing anything. They're just waiting 10 minutes just to waste your time, because they legally can waste a certain amount of time. Especially if the time is before making direct contact with the citizen. It's kind of a douchey thing to do, to just sit there and purposely waste somebody's time.
Yeah, I'm trying to just see the statistics of.
Oh, I'm not saying you're wasting. I'm not saying you're wasting.
I'm trying to see the statistics of how often cops miss somebody. I'm trying to find that.
Oh, how often they don't find. Well, it depends. If it's just a frisk or a pat down.
I meant weapon. Yeah, but when they bring him into jail,
if you were to frisk or pat him down, you would miss this weapon.
Yeah,
but because think about where it's at and how a frisk and a pat down
do the
works.
butt thing, you know. I had that happen to me once.
Well, if they're doing a frisk or pat down, that shouldn't involve going inside of you at all. That's a strip search, which is a different thing, and shouldn't be done on the side of a road ever. Yeah, that's against a lot of laws for them to do that on the side of the road.
I should have sued the police.
You should have if they inserted something in you at the side of the road. That's illegal.
No, they came in my house.
Okay, well now we're in a different territory. If you're in a house,
long story. They came in illegally, and 6 of them came in, and it was a miscommunication, like very, very big miscommunication, and they fucked up. And as soon as they found out, they left. But in the meantime, they threw me against my freaking sofa, and they patted me down, and they did the butt thing. And it was a female officer, and I was like, "Oh, don't touch me!" No, I was just being a dick, but anyway.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't be doing that. That's going way past their rights at that point.
That was in 2009. Like that was a long, long time ago.
Well, it is Canadian too, so I don't know. Maybe you guys have different laws.
It was completely illegal, but I was much younger, and I was like, whatever. So yeah, I was kind of like, not a big deal.
Well, see, the thing is, they can do something that they shouldn't, but will something actually happen to them? Did anything happen to those people?
No, because I was like, whatever. I was like, get the fuck out of my house, and they argued with me for a bit, but then they left, and I was like, okay, bye.
And they can argue till they're blue in the face that it was necessary and that they had a reason to stick a finger in your butt.
Yeah, well,
they didn't.
They didn't. Well, she didn't stick it in my butt, like exactly. Like she just did the nice.
Either way, if it was anything outside of backside of your hand, you're not even supposed to use the palm side. You're supposed to use the back side. So, you're not even really feeling the way you would feel something. So if she felt you up with her hands, that's also a problem.
I think she just had the hot swing.
You can't do that.
But yeah, I think we should move on. What else do we have on?
Let's see. Fox Business appears to be botched Disney World ride shows Snow White missing arm appears to be stolen by Dwarf. This is hysterical.
What? I don't
Snow White's arm appeared to be snatched by Dopey Dwarf in the popular Seven Dwarfs mine train ride. So,
Dwarfs come
as I recall, Snow White is a children's thing, so having your arm chopped off and stolen by a dwarf is probably not child-friendly.
Yeah, but
no, not typically. So, can we watch this?
Yeah, I don't see why.
Is this going to be TOS? I mean, also, this is Fox. Is this really going to play what it's showing?
Step inside Disney stories. But yeah, before this anyway. But yeah,
this is an ad. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Snow White, actually, they were gonna make a live action Snow White again, but it was gonna be like Snow White and the Seven Companions. But people got pretty mad because it's supposed to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and they were not gonna hire little people because they're like, it's offensive. But the little people are like, no, it's a show. Like, let's just so they're actually
which little people were responding.
Well, yeah, okay.
Do they have an organization or something? I literally don't know.
But from what I heard, is a lot of them, actors that are little people are like, we would do the movie. Like, come on, like it's not that they think they're gonna offend people, which I don't think it would, right? But
I don't think so. It's a
That's,
children's story. I think if you want to offend people, you show Snow White getting her arm ripped off
yeah.
and having it
Okay,
stolen
but
by
that's
Dopey.
different. But okay, it's not Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, not Snow White and that's what the show, the
It's
cartoon
not Snow
is.
White and the dwarves who chopped her arm off.
No, but I'm just saying. While we were watching the ad, and I went on longer, and now we're going on longer. So let's watch it.
This doesn't look like the best view to see
Oh.
what the hell is going on. That's Dopey, I guess.
Okay. Oh, they were dancing probably, and the arm fell off. That's what happened. That's all that happened. It's the arm is missing. They were probably
He
holding
ripped
hands.
her arm off while dancing with her?
Well, yeah, so something probably went wrong. Because those are robots,
All right.
clearly, right?
Oh, there was audio. Was there like a song playing or something right now? A terrible song.
Yeah, I think that's kind of silly. Like Disney should.
This is the latest in botches at Disney World rides.
Yeah.
I guess this one didn't. At least this one didn't actually amputate anybody.
Yeah, and this one didn't probably traumatize as many kids as the last story we talked about, with the guy swimming naked inside the.
Oh,
world.
yeah,
Right?
no,
Yeah.
that's not good. This at least, you wouldn't mind if your kids saw this, they might actually even laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Kids are like, they all play Fortnite nowadays. Come on, right? Like,
apparently somebody did a TikTok of this happening. So
of course he did. Yeah, everything's on TikTok.
700,000 likes. Apparently that's all we need to do is just go take pictures or stuff.
But yeah, that's exactly what happened. They were dancing. They're all together, and it's probably stitched on, and its stitch probably just came apart or something. Very easy fix.
Dancing scene.
Yeah.
Pretty gruesome though. The way the arms just ripped off. Yeah.
Now if the arm ripped off and blood started gushing out in front of all the children, spraying on kids' faces, that'd be a different story, you know? Like,
the music is killing me.
Yeah.
One commenter wrote.
Yeah.
I immediately commented on the music too as soon as I heard it.
It's horrible. But yeah.
In Disney's defense, these animatronics are very old.
No, exactly. I'm gonna have to find out if my niece saw any of this stuff. She was just there.
Show her the video of it and see if she's horrified. They closed it for repairs shortly after.
Well, whatever. It wouldn't take that long to repair it. It's weird how it made all the news, but okay.
Well, I mean, it makes for a pretty good headline.
Yeah, it is.
Although I think the headline was a little different before you click it, because this is. Because I'm pretty sure it said amputate. Like I'm 99% sure that Fox.com, Fox News, used that. Snow White got amputated by Dopey. Like, wait, what? All right, I'm in. How? All right, I think that's all we got on that one. We're gonna stay in the world of weird though.
Okay. So from Fox News, a man shocked to discover source of headaches for 5 months is a pair of chopsticks inside his skull.
Why would that shock you?
Man
because I feel like I would know. I did that to myself.
Recalled getting in a fight while he was out drinking months earlier.
Yeah, you had to be really drunk to not remember this.
Oh, that's making me sick almost.
Like how?
Okay.
What, did they go through the ear or
just like
how?
Holy,
how?
I'm kind of devastated. Like I'm not devastated. I'm like freaking out. Pounding headache led to shock discovery from a man in Vietnam after the source of his pain was revealed to be a pair of chopsticks. After this man experienced several headaches for 5 months, doctors at Cuba Friendship Hospital in Da Dong Hoi told the 35-year-old man he had a pair of chopsticks lodged inside his skull, according to the New York Post.
So, right here. So allegedly, these chopsticks had gone up his nose and into his brain. So we did the nose direction. I guess that's, for me, that's less nauseous than the ear one.
I still like how. Like
it's still bad though.
Oh my god, that would hurt. You wouldn't.
And if that's so, I'm assuming his headache was like centralized to that same kind of like.
I'm getting friggin' heebie-jeebies.
Like right above the bridge of the nose kind of area, you know.
And 5 months.
5 months of headaches. Now, Jay's has been known to have migraines, but
Me
I
too.
don't think it's Chopsticks. She does use Chopsticks.
Well, you should probably go check out. You should be
So
shining a
a
light up
CT
there.
scan reveals these sorts of things. Apparently, we could take a look
Oh
at
my
that. If, healthcare weren't
gosh.
impossible.
Yeah, I'm kind of traumatized by that. Like, that's horrible.
Okay, we might have some X-rays of
Yeah.
it actually here. Is that...
Content warning for anyone who's squeamish like myself. But
Yeah.
let's go.
Although the doctor seems to be kind of covering it up, or am I not understanding what we're seeing?
Maybe just a piece. I don't know.
It's maybe just a piece.
Or we just can't see it because we're. Oh, you can see the line. Look at. I don't know if that is. I don't know.
But he did remember someone stabbing him in the face with an unknown object. I
Did
guess.
it break off or something? But a pear. A pear.
Oh, this is a stock. Brain scan of a human head stock.
That's what it is.
Okay. And this one was not. This one was not stock.
No, it is too. Look at.
Oh no, it is.
Yeah,
Shit.
they're both stocked. Our bad.
But it says a scan of a man's head revealed a pair. I don't know. It still says eye stock, so I would question both the photos we've got here.
Okay, yeah.
The surgeons were able to successfully remove them, and the patient was said to be in stable condition. That's it. They're not going to give us any of the details we want, other than it was nose. It was nose injury. That's all we get.
I used to drink a lot. I used to party for days straight. Not one time did I get. Actually, I never got in a fight, but a lot of messed up stuff happened, and
But you never got chopsticks shoved up your nose.
Up my nose.
You know.
I don't know. There's only a few more orifices. There's only a few more orifices that we can find things in tonight.
That's true. We have covered nose and butt.
Yeah.
We will see if we can hit the bingo. I think that's all I've got on the chopstick.
There's the one about a government, but that's up to ask again. Okay. This is all you, because I'm not 100% sure who this lady was, because I'm from Canada.
I am less sure than you. Fox News. Sandra Day O'Connor, former Supreme Court Justice, dead at 93. Died from complications of dementia and a respiratory illness. I didn't think you could die from dementia.
You can. Yeah, it is.
I thought it was just a mental capacity. I guess eventually if your mind stops functioning, like your organs that needed it to tell it what to do would stop. So yeah. Especially your respiratory ones. So I don't really know much about her other than she was the first female Supreme Court Justice or something, I guess. But I don't know what she did, good or bad.
She was the first woman. That's all that matters.
But that's not a thing. That's just
it was a thing
back label.
then, I'm sure. Like, it still is.
They still do it, and it's still meaningless to me.
It drives me crazy because they're like, oh, well, there's 10 women on this job. I was like, hey, cool.
I don't care.
Are they the right people for the job? Are they
I don't celebrate labels. I celebrate, actually, what are you
people
for?
Who succeed, exactly, right? Like,
we're not making a Hollywood movie here. We're trying to make a government. So your policies matter more than your labels ever will.
Yeah, and that's
if you're justice, I guess your interpretation of the Constitution matters more, because they're not really a legislator; they're an interpreter of the Constitution. But same thing.
Well,
so, anyways,
that's enough. I guess I don't. That's a
she made it to 93, so that's old.
Depends how long she had dementia for, because that's what.
It was early Friday morning in Phoenix. Okay, she's remembered as a history-making woman right here, a Westerner, a pragmatic conservative, a keen legal mind, a beloved mother, and a grandmother. Not beloved.
Stand up,
just beloved on this level, but not this.
Sounds like a stand-up.
Sounds like I still don't know anything about her.
But yeah, that's rest in peace to her. I don't have anything else to say really. I don't know where this came from. Old lady. I guess
this is a 2003 quote from her, but I don't know what was going on in 2003. This was before I could be political because I was trying to get through college.
Yeah.
Actually, trying to get through high school.
I was going to say college. What?
Trying to get to college.
Yeah. So. Okay.
So, I mean, she's dead.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will. Yes. According to this person, she was arguably the most influential woman in the United States. She stepped down in 2006, so that's.
See, look, why can't
she wasn't a. They should.
Why can't everyone else do that? Nope, they gotta die in office.
93. That's 17. So she was 74. Yeah. No, 76. 76 when she stepped down.
That's still pretty old. But who was that one? I think it was a Supreme She died in office. She was like, just died the other day. Not the other day, but Senate. She was like,
Feinstein?
was that who she was?
Yeah, Dianne
Yeah.
Feinstein. She was pretty old. She was
Yeah.
80, 90, almost 90, I think. Or maybe
Yeah,
90
like that's
plus.
crazy.
She was, yeah.
Like that's that. Like, hey, she was. That's like I guess some people have to be dedicated, but like, frig, why? Like, why? Like, enjoy your life. 1981. Wow.
Yeah. She was nominated by Ronald Reagan, 1981.
Crazy.
And yeah, this is, I guess even then she was pretty old.
Yeah, damn.
I can't do the math here, but it's
That's
like
40 years ago.
50. She was 50
years ago.
something.
That's 42 years ago.
So 51.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. She's trying to become a Supreme Court justice. You
Yeah.
don't do that at an early age. You got to go through a lot of stuff to be, even in the running, to be selected. Even though I guess technically they can nominate and appoint anybody through our system. It's kind of weird.
Okay. Well, rest in peace to her. And to everyone watching, if you haven't already, please hit that follow button. Help us grow. We need to get to 50. Or try to share the stream with your friends because I love to have talks and join in the conversation and chat.
Looks like just roughly she was basically a conservative, but also didn't necessarily go with Republicans on topics of abortion and affirmative action, causing frustration for some Republicans. So she was a more center-leaning conservative appointment. I guess maybe that's good. Most people would prefer that probably than an extremist, which is what we usually appoint these days. But hey, it's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a different time. A little less crazy.
God, we went back.
But yeah, like I said, I don't really know anything about her. I just learned my first fact about her. I may come back and have an article where she's awful.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or I'll come back and she'll like be the one conservative who actually saved the day on an important issue.
That other guy just died today too. He was like 100, wasn't he? That German guy, but he's an American politician.
Yeah, the war criminal who was never tried.
Yeah.
Henry Kissinger.
Henry Kissinger, thank you. Yeah. So.
Yeah, rest in piss, bozo.
Yeah, I heard he died, and yeah, I don't know too much about him, but all I've seen.
Look, I know you're not supposed to celebrate people dying, but I think everybody should celebrate Kissinger's death.
Yeah, like I'm not sure exactly what he did. I know.
And if anyone disagrees with me, I got 30 minutes to tell you why. he killed lots of people.
Yeah, and became a politician.
So I mean, if you think indiscriminate bombing is bad, you think Kissinger's bad.
Yeah, yeah. I just know a lot of people are not upset. He was 100.
Whereas with her, anyway. I think with Sandra O'Connor though, it's probably a bit of the flip.
Yeah,
they actually do.
It's
kind of weird to have them both on the same day because Kissinger is taking the limelight.
Yeah.
I guess you call it that.
Yeah.
I know it's not really limelight when you're dead.
Probably knew each other, but
okay. Actually, there is a chance. I didn't think about that. All right. We have another political news piece here from CNN, which was kind of ongoing. So this was their live link for it. House expels GOP rep George Santos over ethics violations. So I don't know if we've really covered Santos too much.
No, I don't think we did it at all.
But I personally have read a lot of his antics, which are limitless. There's so many.
I don't know much about him. I don't know.
I mean, the most salacious ones are he took campaign donations and just directly put them in his bank account. He also took campaign donations and used them to directly pay for OnlyFans subscriptions. One of which I think they had the actual dollar amount. He paid over $60,000 to this one OnlyFans page. Kind of crazy, but you can't do that. That's campaign ethics.
He's just supporting sex workers.
That would be great if it was his own money, but that was campaign money.
Yeah.
Campaign donation money is different than your own. If it was his own, hell, have fun.
He was working for her vote.
Maybe.
But
that might have been before he was trying to.
But yeah, I don't know anything about him. I don't.
But his other things is he completely lied on his credentials to get the job.
Yeah.
He lied about his college, lied about his religion, lied about his education, lied about his sexuality.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Did he say he's gay, or did he not say
he said he's gay, but has been married to a woman. So
a lot of people have been married and then they're down the road, but I guess if he's still married, that would be gay.
Well, there were moments where while he was married. He was doing stuff on the side. I don't know. It's a very intricate story. He's got basically every aspect about his life he lied about in some way or another. He claimed to be Jewish.
Jewish, yeah, I heard that one.
With the space. Did you put the space? You got to put that space there. Jew-ish. Yeah, well, he meant it. He didn't actually say space, but he meant it. Afterwards he said he meant to say ish. You know,
Jewish, yeah.
Well, like
I got
dumb.
curly hair. Does that make me
but he also made up that he had a mom who was Jewish, which isn't true. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff with the guy.
He's just a liar.
Yeah, but more importantly, the campaign finance violations are actually a problem that they expelled him for. Like, because it was over the top what he was doing with it. That being said, it wasn't unanimous. The resolution passed 311 to 114, with 105 of those being Republicans.
Well, won't this make the Republicans almost lose the House?
Oh, no, wait, in favor of expulsion. So wait, this 114 could be all Republican. Oh, no, it's 112 Republicans there. That's right. There's 2 Democrats that voted to keep him.
Yeah. Okay, but so I forgot what I just.
Yeah. He is only the 6th lawmaker ever to be ousted from the chamber in the history.
Oh yeah,
this does not happen normally. This is very unusual. Quite the majority to do it too. I mean, 300 to 100. How do
they fill that place? Yeah. How do they fill that seat?
Well, that is a good thing. They have this right here. Here's what is expected to happen next with his House seat.
Is Joe Biden going to call it?
Just make sure of what this says over here. The House clerk is expected to assume control of Santos's office, and New York's Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul will schedule a special election to replace him.
Okay, so there will be an election. Okay.
Yep, but until then, the House clerk will assume control of his office. I don't know if that means they get voting rights or if he abstains from voting. I think he just shows up and abstains, or is present.
Yeah, because that's not fair for someone that people didn't vote for. But they do that all the time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So expulsion is the most severe form of punishment for a House lawmaker and requires a high bar of 2/3 of the majority vote to succeed. Of course, we had 3/4 here, well over. Santos is the first member to be expelled from the House in more than 2 decades, and the first to be ousted since the Civil War, who wasn't first convicted of a felony. Okay, that second part, that's pretty important. So the ones that they've ousted literally did felonies since the Civil War, but I guess, I mean, in his case, it doesn't have to be a felony, but you would think it actually would be. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The people who vote on the laws for campaign finance are the people that benefit from campaign finance. So it's like asking your guard dog to watch your steaks. They're probably going to eat some steaks.
Yeah. But I don't have anything else on George here.
No, that's all we got for him. There's going to be a special election within 10 days, which I guess that's kind of surprising. It's so quickly. It's New York state law that stipulates. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me read that. The law stipulates that the governor make a proclamation of a special election within 10 days. Okay. The election itself isn't within 10 days. The proclamation is. With an election occurring not less than 70 nor more than 80 days following. So there we go. 70 to 80 days. We'll have a new person in that seat, probably a Republican, because I think Santos was a Republican. So typically voters don't change. They
and if they do, that means they'll be closer to taking the House. Democrats. I'm pretty sure they're pretty close right now. Are they not?
I thought they already did.
Did they?
Yeah, I thought they already did.
Okay, I don't know. I could have misread something, but yeah, let's see what else we have.
But even when Democrats had it, they didn't really have it because Sinema and Manchin aren't really Democrats. So if you count those correctly. The only other thing is, like I said, there were 2 people who voted to keep him that were Democrats, which is kind of interesting. I was trying to see if I could find them named in here. Fortunately, that happened too early in the day. Oh, earlier in the day, the governor said she's prepared to fill the vacancy left by the expulsion of Santos, leading a lot of people to go, what? You can't just take the seat.
Yeah.
She was trying to do that announcement thing she was told she had to do. Yeah. And they immediately took her words wrong. Great times watching this story live. But yeah, Shame on whoever the two Democrats were, and shame on every Republican who said to keep him. I mean, I'm an American, so for me, it's a no-brainer to get rid of George Santos. You can't. That sets such a stupid precedent. You can't do it. And fortunately, the majority of his own party did agree, because I don't know who's in charge or who has the majority, but they both have at least 200. I know that. So when it says only 114 people voted against it, that tells me at least 100 Republicans. Oh, that's right. We do know that the Republicans have it, because we were covering the new House Speaker, which is elected by a majority and was the Republican, McCarthy. And also the Democrats getting their 214 votes each time for the esteemed and respectable and lauded and amazing Hakeem Jeffries. But yeah, I think that's all we've got on that one. Till we hear more. I don't think there's any way for him to appeal or anything. I think he's just out. It's just done.
Over.
Yeah.
He knows he's not wanted now.
And I think there was a quote from him, and I may be misquoting, but I think he said, "To hell with this place," as he was leaving.
I would say the same thing.
I'm not 100% sure, but that does sound like something anyone would say.
Yeah, I would.
After getting fired by 300 of your coworkers. Well, all right. I think you got this next one.
I'm giving me 2 seconds here. Let's have a snack. Okay, from Sky News, China surges in respiratory illness provokes uncomfortable memories of COVID pandemic.
Yes.
So yeah, have you seen any of the news? Like, apparently the Chinese hospitals are becoming overrun again, and there's like lots of stuff.
I haven't really seen the news, I guess, because that's what I'm clicking around. That's just not clickbaity for me enough, I guess.
No,
living through COVID, it's kind of like I've clicked on that stuff enough.
Yeah. So everyone's freaking out because everyone from China is going to the hospital. They're like lining out the doors with the masks and stuff again, and people are freaking out around the world. Now,
Walking pneumonia, RSV, the regular flu. I mean, there's other things that are sending people in there. That's why they say respiratory illnesses.
But that's the thing, though. I just think what it is China just recently lifted more restrictions. They just lifted restrictions finally in China, and that's where people are going to get sick. That's happened here. When we had full things, it was down. Then they lifted some of the restrictions. Numbers went up. They waited, lifted more restrictions. Numbers went up. They took all restrictions away. Numbers went up, and now they're back down. So,
yeah, I mean, there is an ebb and flow to the cold and flu season too, and I don't know about their timing, because I don't know if it's the same as here. Like, because it's cold and flu season here.
Yeah, it's cold, but the cold and flu season can happen anywhere. Like,
right, but if you should try to time it so you're not like releasing a bunch of people out for the first time during this time.
Australia has
it's a recipe for disaster.
Australia's flu season's before ours. So what happens is North America usually takes.
We use theirs
for
to guess.
Vaccine if people get the flu vaccine. Right?
Mm-hmm. We use theirs as a guess. And it's still a guess.
That is exactly 100%. It is just a guess.
And I haven't even looked up the efficacy of this year's, because they usually...
There's millions of viruses out there that they're around, right? Millions. And COVID-19 was... I shouldn't have said that out loud. But...
shit. Yeah. I hadn't said it yet. At least not the number part of it.
Yeah, that was the worst part. But, I forgot what I was saying now. Shit.
Yeah, you did
that
it.
happens to me. But yeah, that's a thing that I have no clue what I was talking about. But I don't think we have to be concerned. We do not. Everyone's
this right here, though, I would not. God, this would suck to have to stay in this line. This looks awful to me.
I think that might be Canada.
It could easily be Canada too. But this is what it looks like when a hospital has
actually
lines.
No, I've never seen it like that here. I've seen it where like they're pretty full. There's barely no seats, but never standing.
IV drips running in corridors, so just people in hallways on little beanbags or not.
But yeah, what I was gonna say now is like, there's thousands of different viruses out there. So many different ones, and also whatever. It doesn't matter that COVID it's been around for decades as well. There's several different mutants of that. That's why they called this one in particular, because it was 2009 when it came to life, right?
Yep. And I guess that means if we were to have a new one like that, they would give us a new number.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Have you ever
Or they
seen
would
the
just
movie?
call it RSV.
Have
This
you
thing's
seen the
popped out of
movies?
nowhere.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Songbird?
I think so.
I personally think that's a despicable movie. Like, I did watch it. I just think it's a disgusting how they filmed it when everybody was in lockdown, and they were saying, "Oh, COVID-23," and they're going on about stuff like that. How they've been in lockdown for 64 consecutive months or whatever, or not that long, weeks. But yeah, it was not a bad movie, but the timing of them filming and releasing it was poor. Really, really,
Yeah,
really
this
poor.
plot synopsis says, yeah, they mutated all the way to COVID-23, and the world is in its 4th quarantine year.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just think it was a pretty poor timing. They took people were dying. I'm not the biggest COVID like it doesn't matter, but people were dying. Like, it was a real thing, and they're like, oh, let's make a movie. Well, people can't leave their house. Let's make $1 million movie. Just
And I
pathetic.
guess they came up with immunity bracelets.
Yeah.
Like, it was some
Yeah, like,
nonsense too.
and then you got to scan your face every single night, and then they started doing kind of small things like that, like, oh, you have a virtual passport, right? That you have to answer questions before you hop on an airplane. You have to get a thermometer before you hop on an airplane, and
Well, then they got that thermometer that they could just like point a laser at you.
yeah.
Or a beam thingy, which was kind of weird.
I see. The thing is, I did that once during COVID. I had to hop on an airplane, and as soon as I saw that, I started sweating. I started getting nervous, which means my body temperature's rising. Like, and then I'm gonna go. They're like, "Oh, your temperature's too hot to get on a ride. You can plane." But yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I think it is a big deal. Hopefully they all get better, but I don't think it's anything different. Like, let's hope this doesn't spike outside. Like, hopefully it's nothing new. But I'm pretty sure just because everyone's taking their masks off, there's a billion people there, like several billion, if not more, right? So, of course, germs are gonna fly more.
So last week, ProMed, never heard of that, an international disease monitoring organization, put out a notice flagging the emergence of a mysterious undiagnosed pneumonia. I don't know if that's part of this as well. Is there going to be a new, like I said, a new name?
Well,
We're going to have to learn a new name soon.
Elections next week, and next year, so gotta get paired, right?
China is, and maybe the World Health Organization here as well, is claiming that there is no new virus at play.
Yeah, I don't.
And they're also claiming that they've handed that data over, but the World Health Organization, I mean,
like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust China or their government. Like, I don't trust China's government at all. But the WHO would more than likely be honest.
Right, and that's why it says both. But
yeah. See, if it was just Chinese authorities, I'm like, yeah, okay, there's something definitely going on. But who is like, okay, I have it better.
Because underplaying a problem is their MO. I mean,
yeah, that's what happened
with good reason. I mean, they don't want to cause a chaos, a panic.
But that's what happened with COVID. They waited
because that's worse.
And they did try to lock down, but they didn't do a good enough job. But see, COVID lockdowns could cause respiratory illness surge.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
and that's the thing. People were wearing a mask for so long that you're not getting any germs. Germs are good for you. You're supposed to get germs once in a while. Now you take off that mask and you breathe in germs for the first time ever. Now you're gonna get sick from every little thing. You're gonna get sick from every little cough, every little cold.
Well, we're not talking about newborn infants here.
No, but it's true though.
The vast majority of your immunities are established in your first 6 months.
Yeah, but honestly,
and the vast majority of them come from your mother.
Okay, but still, you wear a mask all the time.
Like, the whole concept of being exposed to more sickness makes you stronger isn't true.
But you still need
so you know.
Yeah, okay, you still need to get germs though. Germs are still good for the human body.
No, that's the argument. That's what I'm saying. Like, getting more germs doesn't make you more immune. That's not a thing.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
There was a whole big discussion about that during COVID. Herd immunity.
Well, COVID is different. Like, COVID is a respiratory, isn't it?
But the whole idea was herd immunity, that the herd could become immune by exposure, that you could gain immunity by being exposed to it enough. But that's not true.
Okay, germs can be both helpful and harmful.
Oh, for sure.
Most germs don't harm you at all. So that's what I'm getting at. Some germs are okay. But anyway, I don't think we have to worry.
Now, I would definitely recommend people get their yogurt and their, because those have those probiotics and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
and
Take
those
some vitamin
micro
D and
whatever.
stuff, right?
Like if you look at yogurt under a microscope, it is gross.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just germs. It's just germs and milk.
Ever eat yogurt. That's probably not a good idea. If you, yeah.
Oh, did I just ruin yogurt for everyone? Content warning.
Yogurt was ruined for me when I was a child.
I don't like yogurt unless it's flavored.
I'm not
and so that's why I know I don't actually like yogurt.
And I used to love flavored yogurt. It used to be my favorite, but then I heard a story. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to go into it. It gives me some post-traumatic stress, but I haven't eaten yogurt in 29 years.
What about cottage cheese?
No, probably not. Actually, yeah.
You don't like?
I don't mind it, but
I love cottage cheese.
All right, yeah. So, if you're sick, stay home.
Yeah, I mean, this article kind of keeps going, but I think we kind of got.
What does the last sentence say there? Can you go to the bottom?
Oh, very last sentence. But nonetheless, there are a lot of anxious parents and a lot of poorly children.
Poorly children. Okay, yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. Here it is. The system is not succumbing, but strained, and it's under pressure to tell the truth. Okay. I'm not liking any of these sentences.
Go back up again. What does that say? Poorly children.
A lot of poorly children.
A lot of poorly children. Okay. Thanks.
This was written by Joe Biden.
Yeah, poorly children, not a poorly children.
Sick children are just as important as poorly children.
Yeah.
I think that's what my president said.
No, it was like, poor kids are just as smart as white kids or something like that.
Yeah, he made it racist. I was trying not to be as racist as my president.
I'm just repeating. They can't get mad at me. Just repeating.
You're saying we're discussing
the new world order. Or
right.
Like that.
We're just discussing what the president of the major superpower country said.
I was putting that in quotations.
We could put it. We could pull up the clip if we need to.
Okay, we don't need to.
Because that's how right we are.
What else do we have today?
Apparently, China has not yet reported any deaths from this wave of disease, so that's a little sussy. So I guess we'll wait and hear if something more comes from them. That mysterious illness thing makes me go, huh? How long until it gets here? Because that's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
We didn't really stop the spread from country to country last time or any time. So.
Come on. Like, it happens once.
I don't think we can because we don't want to stop going places.
Yeah,
we like it too much.
Exactly, yeah.
People like that we have the ability to travel great distances in short times, and they're not going to give that up. I don't know that. How can you get them to give it up? It's a really cool thing.
I don't travel. In a little bubble.
I don't travel, but those who do, absolutely wouldn't give it up, and that's what it is when it comes to health and diseases and spread. Like, you're gonna have some spread. It's gonna happen. All right. How about another follow-up?
Hey, take it away.
This is kind of a follow-up since we've been following the Russia-Ukraine conflict from quite a while ago now. CNN brings us, as the war grinds on, Ukraine needs more troops. Not everyone is ready to enlist. I'm not joining. Is that why you brought this link? I don't want to join.
Yeah, you got to. Sorry.
I know there was a big thing where people were like, "Oh yeah, just go over there and join them." You really want to.
A lot of Americans have died, and Canadians have one Canadian.
There have been people who literally did that, and I don't think it's smart.
I don't personally think there. Now, if you're from Ukraine and you live here, that's a different story. But
I mean, it's your choice then at that point.
Yeah.
If you want to, I still wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't recommend it because you'll probably die.
Yeah.
It's a war.
Exactly. War is not good.
I'm gonna go on record right here. I don't recommend going into a war.
Yeah.
Controversial Frank is back. Leave me a comment about that.
Yeah, I agree. We don't.
No, you can't agree. It's controversial.
No, I do. Like, war is bad. I mean, everyone's.
It's bad. I mean,
and that's what pisses me off. It's like, whose side are you on? Are you on Ukraine's or Russia's?
I'm on the side of the not fighting.
Israel's or are you on Palestine's? It's like, how about no war?
I'm on the ceasefire side.
Let's let's stop the war. Let's cease.
I also would like Russia and Ukraine to come to an end.
What were you saying?
Of their conflict.
One more time, Sam.
I said I would also like Russia and Ukraine's conflict to come to an end. I think that's the only good outcome, is it coming to an end. Because as it continues on, there's death we don't even talk about. Every day it's happening. Yeah. I don't even know how many they're up to. It'll probably shock me when I go back to looking at the numbers again. But anyways, what are they going to do then? Are they going to start conscripting higher age brackets because they're already doing conscription, forced conscription.
Okay. So these are the latest numbers.
Oh, you got some numbers for us. Okay.
Now this wait. Oh, these are just
And this is the war's approaching the end of its second year, it says, which is crazy to even think that it's 2 years.
yeah.
Holy cow.
Time doesn't time goes by quick. Like we're talking about it. Like that's it. That seems like it's been quick. How we just talked about it, right? It started the day before my birthday, actually. Yeah, it's theory on my birthday, 24th of February, but I'm on the 25th. Just trying to find some numbers here, but hard.
So Ukraine imposed martial law under which all males between the ages of 18 and 60 were considered liable for military service and could be mobilized unless they were eligible for a deferment. In 2023, the rules were updated to include women, but the measure stopped short of full conscription.
Oh.
So martial law, as opposed to full conscription, is draconian travel restrictions. Barred from exiting the country, although there are a wide range of exemptions covering everything from single parents of young children to professional athletes. But by and large, it's very difficult to leave if you're combat age. Men and women both now.
Okay, so
but you're not actually full conscripted. So who are they conscripting then? Like 18 to 25?
No, this is unconfirmed, but it says Russia is nearing 328,760 casualties.
Wow, on the Russian side?
Yeah.
I just read today that Putin added an extra 170,000 troops, putting him at 1.3 million. Of course, that's according to Russia, so may or may not, it may be an inflated number, but even if it's inflated, it's still 1.3 million more he's got left to, I guess, keep going. 300,000 though.
Yeah. No,
that is a lot.
I don't know how much Ukraine has lost, but that's again unconfirmed.
Right.
Unconfirmed, right? And this article here, I don't know what the date is on here. Okay, but this is back in August, but it's saying back in August Ukraine lost about 120,000. But yeah, I can't see much more for some reason. It's hard to find some numbers.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that at some point. And maybe one of those things you have to wait for the war to end to get any numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's quoted, this is the major saying, if the war continues as it is today, there's no way to avoid conscription. So there's that's saying that there isn't forced conscription today.
Yeah,
but I thought there was, but I guess not.
Yeah. But what are they gonna do, right? Like they're gonna.
No, and this is the major Victor Kissel with the Kartia Brigade.
What about the states that want to be part of Russia that are over there? Are they gonna force them to fight? That doesn't seem right.
Well, I mean, if you're a Ukrainian citizen and Ukrainian law changes to have conscription, you are subject to it. You could, of course, go and
Russia,
leave, defect. Yeah. You would then, of course, rightly be considered for treason, right?
You're a refugee into
now,
Russia.
Could they actually get to you to charge you and put you in a court of law? Probably not. You made it to Russia. How are they going to come get you? They can't win this war. So, if you really are like that, yeah, just go deeper into Russia.
Now that they say
not that I'm giving advice.
No, and I don't think anyone in Ukraine's listening.
But yeah, if you're a Ukrainian and you are really a pro-Russia person, just go deeper in Russia.
And it's not that they're pro-Russia. Like there's some people that are living like not full states, like provinces. I don't know what they call them, that are just fully Russian. They don't even speak Ukrainian. They speak Russian. It is Russia, right? But I'm not defending the war at all. Nothing like that. But other than pushing more people to this war, why not sit down and talk and let's fire this stuff? You know, that's. Go back to ceasefire. Stop the death. But I don't have too much more. What about you?
I was just kind of reading this. They pay them $500 to $800 a month.
Nice.
That doesn't seem good. It's not good.
I was being
like, yeah. Or even this max amount of $2,700 a month. Yeah. That's not good. And it's a war. Civilians have become too relaxed. What does that mean?
Yeah.
He is willing to be mobilized. I don't know. This is somebody's opinion, I guess.
Yeah, because he's Italian.
Oh, but this is a person with chronic polycystic kidney disease. He has a special diet. Like, this isn't the kind of person in type 2 diabetes. This isn't the kind of person you
Yeah, you
recruit
don't
in the
need that,
military. This is
exactly.
too much. This is too much medical care. You don't want this kind of a soldier.
Yeah, not that it's.
This is not the time to
He
worry
can't
about
know
being
it.
called
He
ableist.
can't. But see,
You
the
want
thing is,
soldiers.
but there's things though he can do. If he can cook, he can go cook inside. He can cook, right? If he mop the floors.
I mean, maybe.
There's stuff like me that's a job. Like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, I can't do anything. Like I can't run." Okay, well then here's a broom. Start sweeping. You know.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that when Ukraine says they need more troops, I don't think they're saying they need more cooks.
Yeah, but no, not just cooks, but other things. There's many other
or
things.
any. I think
But
they're saying they need more
Yeah.
field troops. I think they need people with guns in their hand, is what they're saying. Specifically, not the things this guy can do.
Yeah,
This guy, there's tons of things this guy could do, but I wouldn't put a gun in his hand.
Well, maybe a gun still have. But...
I mean, combat readiness of this guy is just 0.
Yeah.
That's important. Combat readiness, this guy's is 0.
Yeah, you got to be.
So you don't give a gun to somebody with a combat readiness score of 0. That's just military 101. It's just sorry to this guy. He clearly wants to help, and he is going to help. He said he's doing everything he can. That's literally what this is about. He's a civilian volunteer supporting the military.
For him.
Great. Do everything you want.
Yeah.
Be safe though, because this is Ukraine. They are getting attacked by a very strong enemy. Russia is like number 3, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's an official ranking board, but I think they're number 3.
Number 1. America says they are, but I don't think
America's number 1, unless you count the sea and the oceans. Then America's still number 1.
I don't know.
Unless you admit that China is number 1, then America's not number 1. But otherwise, America's number 1. We've militarily fallen behind, unfortunately. I think China is 1 and America's 2 in terms of military power. But yeah, this the rate of sexism is pretty high in the army. They just said that they opened up the thing to women in 2023.
Okay, you were right. Oh, so it's
she's ready to register for marketing manager.
Russia, then China, the top 3.
Yeah, the top 3 superpowers or military dominance.
China is.
Yeah, that's why Ukraine is not gonna win. You don't win against those 3.
India is 4.
Wow, I don't think I could have named 4.
Ukraine says they're 15. Wow.
Do they?
And it says Israel's 18. Oh, Israel would beat Ukraine. Maybe not.
Have you looked at the numbers?
It says Israel would beat Iran. I mean, Iran is better than Israel, which again, globalfirepower.com is what I'm on. So this could just. Where's Canada? Canada is 27th. Well, yeah, I'm not going to deny that. Canada doesn't have that big of a thing. But yeah, so U.S., Russia, China, India, United Kingdom, South Korea, Pakistan, Japan, France, and Italy are the top 10. And let's see what the top least countries are. Well, okay, in 145 it's Bahunta. Don't know what that is. 144 Benin. 143 Moldova. Yeah.
I have heard of Moldova. That's a really small country.
Yeah.
Okay, here's just some quick numbers to throw at the quick comparison of Israel and Ukraine. Sure, although I got to flip between 2 of them here. So we'll start with IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, and there's just a couple numbers right down here. Active personnel 170,000, reserve personnel 460,000, and a budget of 24 billion. Okay, so try to remember those numbers as we go over here real quick.
Okay.
To Ukraine, who has active personnel 800,000 plus, reserve 900,000, and a budget of 1.6 trillion.
Okay. Right.
So one of them is quite dwarfing the other. So when you say Israel would beat Ukraine, I say no.
I just think
not close. Yeah. But Ukraine's also not close to beating Russia with this, because like I said, according to Putin today, 1.3 million active.
Yeah.
That's according to Putin as of today.
Okay. And
Now, of course, this 800,000 is according to Zelensky as of 2023. So
yeah,
I'm not going to act like Zelensky's any more
I don't. Yeah,
believable.
know.
I think they both are flouting bigger numbers because why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
they're trying to posture and act like they're not losing or
and that's
they're
the thing.
winning more.
You don't tell your
whatever.
enemy. You don't tell your enemy.
Yeah, it's not the time for either of them to be super honest. But it's not really a question. Like we know what Russia's got more than them.
What else do we have today?
I think that's all we got on the Ukraine thing. I was just trying to remind myself what the hell the headline was that got us there. Oh, they need more troops. So I agree. I mean, just looking at their numbers compared to what Putin announced today, yeah, you're about 500,000 short just to match them on numbers. That's not matching them on equipment or, aircraft or whatever else. I know we're sending them some stuff, and you guys sent them some stuff too, right?
Probably way too much. Actually,
someone did.
Way too much. Not Russia.
Anyways, yeah. So I guess that's a segue sort of to the other conflict going on. We were already literally talking about it a little bit with Israel. So we got Sky News here. Israel Gaza latest. Hamas sends missile barrage at Tel Aviv as Israel strikes 200 terror targets. Oh, I guess this is the headline telling us that the ceasefire is over?
Yeah, the ceasefire is over.
Yeah.
As of
I think the last time we were covering it, it had been expanded 2 days, but now we're saying it's over. There's Hamas firing, Israel firing, everyone's back to firing. Okay. That sucks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not saying, but
yeah, the truce ended this morning.
Yeah, exactly. So who made the first attack? Not that it really matters, but was it Hamas who made the first one? Or Israel?
Well, it's unclear, I think.
Yeah.
I read different sources that were saying different things.
Yeah, you can't.
Israel's people, their government, I think, are quoted as saying Hamas fired first. But I'm not going to believe anything until I actually see a third-party account of it.
It's so hard to see anyway, but yeah.
The other thing I read is that it said minutes after the ceasefire expired, missiles were in the air.
No, that's how it works sometimes. Literally,
quite literally, minutes after it was expired, they launched missiles.
Yeah.
Everyone launched missiles. Everyone did.
I think I don't.
This is why
they were getting ready.
This is why it sucks.
They were building up, and
I wouldn't say building up.
No, both sides were. That's what they do in ceasefires. Yeah, they're transferring people, but the ceasefires so they can get prepared for the next strategy, the next segment of the war.
Well, I don't think they used more missiles today than on the day before the ceasefire began.
No, but they
didn't ramp up anything.
Ready for something. There's something more. I could be wrong, but
I don't think so, because I thought that this was leading towards an actual
long time
ending of this war.
Nope.
Well, an ending of the war, because it's a senseless war with an immeasurable goal. Oh, what's the current count on how many Hamas have been killed and how many are left? Unknown and unknown. It's an immeasurable goal. Yeah, they have no idea how many are left or how many they've gotten. It's frustrating because they hit 200 terror targets. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Because when I looked at their targets, they've hit 120 schools. Are those terror targets? Maybe. Anything is, apparently.
Yeah, anything, but
anything could be. But yeah, this is about the worst headline we could have here. Key points. I never like when they do these bullets because this is trying to get you to click a different article about a different thing. Oh, actually, one of them here, ceasefire ended at 5 a.m. That's what I mean by super
Yeah, and when it was a first
and
shot,
fighting quickly resumed. That's first thing in the morning. Can't y'all get to lunch at least?
They were ready. That's the thing. They were ready. They were sitting by the.
Who was ready for what?
Both sides to start the fight.
To do what?
Again. To kill people. That's what it's for. That's what war is, right?
I mean,
no, that's the
no.
And then
not typically.
But
war isn't just to kill people, but yes, there is one side of this conflict that is their goal. Unironically, is just killing people. The other side, I think, has other goals like freedoms, human rights, their land back.
Well, that's
typical things you want when your land is stolen and your family members are killed. You kind of want justice, but on Israel's side, they want justice as well for October 7th.
So it goes That's
How much is justice, though? Because they've killed 10 times as many people now. How much is justice?
Sure. Like,
they don't know how many of the perpetrators they've killed either.
I'll never say what they did to Gaza.
They're not punishing the person who did it.
It's not
almost guaranteed they've not actually gotten the people who did it.
And the only way they are is the only way that we don't want to see it happen.
I mean, I said it very early on.
Sleeping, by the way.
Boots on the ground, go in the tunnels, actually get Hamas. You know what they're still not doing? That.
There's your president.
They aren't doing it. They want to just drop bombs,
I guess.
Which they immediately went back to doing.
Yeah.
And just for the record, the Iron Dome is still functional, so that missile barrage from Gaza was 99% stopped.
Yeah.
As always. The death counts are already 10x on one side. Just since this morning. I'm talking like 10 on one side and 100 on the other side, kind of 10x numbers.
So apparently I don't know what
this means. This is the other fun thing.
I don't understand how do they come up with that? I was just reading that, but
yeah, how did they do this quickly? How did they get a poll so quickly to figure out that Biden's down to 3% approval now? Or whatever.
It has gone back down to 3. That during the ceasefire, is that a truce? Are they talking about a truce?
Like,
I think they're talking about a truce.
Right? What is these percents of, though? Like,
I don't know what that means. During the ceasefire, went up to 40%. What went up to 40%?
40% of the regular pre-war aid supplies.
Oh, okay.
How much pre-war aid supplies were going in?
Yeah, that sounds kind of
like. Are we saying? Yeah. So it's hard when they give percents instead of like. Give me the hard numbers. Like, how many diapers are you sending in?
Yeah.
Because when you tell them you're sending in 500 diapers a month, 500 diapers a month is not enough for 1 million children.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just assume at least 50,000 of those are baby-age children. So 500 diapers isn't enough. Like, I need those numbers, not percents of vague aid. Because this was probably not enough aid, I would guess. But yeah, they're down to 3%. So I think what this is trying to say is that they're not completely turning off water, food, and electricity anymore. They're just doing 3%. You get 3% so that it's not 0.
Yeah.
Which is very fucking cruel still. And like you're going out of your way to try to not be criticized in the way that you were when you did 0%, I guess. But 3% is still like it might as well be 0.
But yeah, war is never like they could have easily both think. And I guess they're never going to be able to sit down and talk, but. I don't think Hamas is going anywhere.
They were. For 7 days, they were sitting down and talking. That's why this sucks so much that this just happened. Because I don't think they were just building up.
I think
ready to just launch. I thought we were getting towards the end of this conflict with 7 days. With 7 days of good outcome, I was staying with the, hey, good outcomes can happen, not this is all building towards an even worse outcome.
That's...
Which I wouldn't even say it's an even worse. It's just back to usual. Back to what it was before the 7 days.
Who knows? Hopefully nothing bigger happens, but
now don't worry though. If you're in Gaza, there's a definite plan. They sent out this map. Here's the map. Israel provided this. It's a grid style map to tell you how to leave. Do you understand it?
I could.
Don't be over here. Maybe be here. Not sure about this gray area that's not colored. Probably stay out of these. They look like dangerous colors. Yeah, this is nonsense. This doesn't tell you what direction to go or what roads to use or anything. This just looks like they've partitioned off areas. Maybe it's because they plan on bombing this area Tuesday, this area Wednesday, this area Thursday, this area Friday, and maybe that's what these say over here: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, those say names of quadrants.
Oh, right. These are names of the Hamas holding the terrorists. That's what I remember now. I remember. Remember the calendar with the list of names of Hamas people?
Okay.
No, but this is not helpful. And putting this out here on the internet for people who can't get to the internet is also silly. They're also dropping them in leaflets right before, bombs.
But yeah, that's that, I guess. No ceasefire. I think you actually have something to continue on to here too, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, this article also goes on, but we have some related stories here, which is kind of interesting, I thought. New York Times is reporting this, so they're currently, I think, the only ones reporting this.
ABC.
The White House is saying they can't Well, they're reporting that they're reporting
so
it. It literally says they're reporting it. So,
I know
so they're not reporting it. They're reporting that they're reporting it.
But
the White House is saying they can't confirm this.
Yes.
And that's important. The White House is saying they don't corroborate this yet. Not that it's not.
And I heard true, I heard this rumor back a few days after, so...
Well, this isn't a rumor. This is documents. They're saying that Israeli documents show that they knew about the Hamas attack over a year in advance.
Well, it's still rumored that those documents are there.
Yeah.
But okay, so they...
so this says that they're claiming that they dismissed them as aspirational.
Okay. Were they given a date at a time, or were they just... So there might be something over the next 10 years or something?
Well, let's find out.
Because, like, just saying, like, say you're like, oh, I'm gonna get you. It's like, okay, like, are you? Like, when? Today? Tomorrow? Next week? Right? Like, when? Not that that's matters, but... And how would they know? How did they find out?
So, the New York Times said Israeli officials were in possession of a 40-page battle plan. Is that detailed enough for you? Code named, it may not have the exact date, but is a 40-page battle plan good enough even if it doesn't have the date?
That's again...
Because that's going to have the location.
That's...
And it's going to have the parachutes. And it's going to have the festival that wasn't even planned yet.
Okay, but then how do they get it? How do they get it?
But codenamed Jericho Wall that detailed a hypothetical Hamas attack on southern Israeli communities. So yeah, I mean that's saying the vague location, but 40 pages I'm sure was
hypothetical
more detailed.
Hamas attack. So it was a plan, but for a hypothetical theory.
Everything's hypothetical till it happens.
America has a zombie plan, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like,
what do you mean?
Not zombies.
Do they have is there a 40-page battle plan? With a terrorist organization behind it, like Hamas. Remember, we're saying that this is Hamas's battle plan.
Okay, but again,
so do you think Hamas had a plan?
But did they make it? Did they? It says Times of possession of a 40-page plan, codename the detailed hypothetical. So this is Israel's hypothetical Hamas could do attack. That's what I'm reading. This isn't Hamas's battle page. This is Israel's hypothetical procedure pages that they... Is it not?
No.
It says like a 40-page plan, codename Jericho Wall, that detailed a hypothetical.
Who would put together a 40-page battle plan about a hypothetical Hamas attack other than Hamas?
So, is that
no, I mean I'm reading it as it's Hamas's battle plan still. Like every time I read it.
Every time I read it differently.
This is just saying they're in possession of a plan with a that plan was an attack on southern Israeli communities. So if we keep reading, maybe it'll give us more, but you know.
Yeah.
It's unclear how the document was obtained. Obviously, they're not even showing us.
Yeah.
It's saying that it had been translated, indicating it may have been in Arabic and directly intercepted from Hamas. That's speaking to what I was saying. It's Hamas's plan, not Israel's plan for if it happens, which I'm sure they have. Like you said, America has a plan for if zombies happen, not a plan to make zombies happen. Yeah. If we found out Fauci had a plan to make zombies, everybody would lose their minds.
Knows he doesn't.
But as soon as we know he does, we will do that topic. Somebody says your mustache looks good. The Israeli military has declined to comment, which sucks because they could be the ones to pretty easily say, yeah, we knew about it. But what do you expect us to do? Cover everything everywhere all at once?
Yeah.
They did a terrorist thing. We can't just immediately catch every terrorist thing. Like, this isn't the gotcha you think it is, would be my response if I'm Israel. It's not a gotcha. Yeah, we knew there was a terror plan. Like, there was rumors that the American government was aware of a potential terrorist plot on 9/11.
They were, yeah.
I don't know how much they knew or didn't know. I do know they were doing training exercises on that day in that airspace, which obviously confuses that whole situation. But like, this isn't that much. This isn't that much different, though. It's basically saying a government knew of an imminent attack, but that doesn't immediately mean like, oh, it's your fault you got attacked. No one's saying that. It's not a gotcha moment to say you were aware.
But again, this is all unofficial.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's unofficial, and they won't show us any information about it. And it's only New York Times doing it. So until they give us
But
a
the
little
Israel
bit
Times
more.
did it, or the Times of Israel, or whatever they call
Now,
it.
the document predicted that Hamas would bombard Israel with rockets, use drones to disable Israeli security and surveillance abilities at the border wall, and take over southern communities and military bases. Okay.
They did, but
New York Times is saying the document was seen by many Israeli military and intelligence officials, but it's unclear if Benjamin Netanyahu saw it yet. Not that that really changes much.
There's people in charge of that stuff, right? But yeah, that's interesting. They didn't know about it, but again, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Like if they knew, you can't.
I just don't understand how New York Times knows this much. Like they even say that Israeli officials brushed it off as aspirational. Like, how do you have that comment from them? But not any other comment from them.
That's what pisses me off sometimes about media. Is okay. New York Times said it, and ABC, and again. Like,
and now we said it.
Yeah, but we did. But at least we're saying
now we're critically analyzing it though. We're like
making sure saying this stuff. But it looks like ABC's going along with it. They wrote their own article on it, right? This isn't the New York article. This is ABC's article about the New York article. So that's just how fake news passes.
Oh, I would have used the New York Times one, except they have a fucking paywall.
But
I'm literally not using the primary source because of a paywall. I would have gone there
100%. But I'm just saying, is like they write their article off a New York article, and it's like they gave a telephone tag sometimes too, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's so they get someone like me. They got my click because of the paywall. ABC got mine, so.
But I'm like saying, and the media.
They want my clicks. They want the click, and they got my click here. I'm sure lots of people got the clicks over there, but that's also not to say that everything you read isn't real, because I'm not about to say that.
The New York Times has gotten around many times. They don't know shit.
I'm going to stick to Occam's razor, which is where you consider the most likely thing instead of dismissing everything and saying nothing's real, nothing's true. Birds aren't real. Oh, no. Birds are probably real.
Yeah, more than likely.
I've seen some birds. I haven't touched them enough, and I haven't dug inside to find their mechanical parts, but I'm pretty sure birds are real now. I got
attacked by a crow once who ate my sandwich.
So if they weren't real, then that was malicious, and you could actually find the person who gave it the order.
That crow could still be alive in theory too, you know.
I'm not saying 100% chance that birds are all real. Not all birds are real.
Okay, well. Okay.
I was just gonna scroll down and see if there's anything more. We're only like halfway through scrolling. Hold on. I just want to make sure there's nothing else in here. Like. I don't pre-read. I don't pre-read these things, so I don't know what's in them.
I just don't like how when it says allegedly, like it's not, it doesn't say it, but it's like this is all unofficial.
Right, but they're saying they have a 40-page manifesto, so I'm expecting that to get released soon. So I'm actually in the court of thinking it's real. It exists. There's no reason to think it doesn't exist.
But will they ever release a manifesto?
It's a terrorist group's manifesto. Is this shocking to think it exists? All the terrorists you seem to read about have their own manifestos, and they usually want you to find them. You know, is the weird thing.
But yeah, that's again, you can be told that, and a lot of people are gonna blame Israel for this anyway, because that's exactly. That's what.
What do you mean blame Israel?
Yeah, because that's what the title says.
No, I mean, but be specific.
I'm not saying you and me, but they're like, oh well, see, Israel knew about this, so they could have stopped it. Right? That's what it seems like from the that's what the title looks like, and most people are not going to read the story. They're just like, oh.
I mean, I wouldn't make that accusation that they could have stopped
it. I said that right off the bat. You and I wouldn't.
But what they could stop is their bombing campaign today.
Yeah.
They could stop bombing right now. They could stop that.
They could, but they're not.
Now, I'm not saying they could stop theoretical terrorist attacks where they have a document that's not specific enough at all. It would have to be a really dumb mistake to give the actual date and time on there. So I wouldn't be one of those people that immediately says that, you know, Netanyahu should have been able to stop this attack or something. That's a weird take.
But a lot of people will say that. They were saying that 2 days after the attack when the people were saying that was happening, right?
What were they saying?
They were saying that, oh, they knew about it, they could have stopped it, blah, blah, blah. Now this is just the public, not Israel.
Did we report on any of those? I don't remember us reporting on those.
Do you not ever go on X? Do you not ever search X and stuff?
Well, I mean, I always take a look at who is it that's commenting, and if it's not somebody in a government position, I don't really take too much.
I said not in government, I said the people, like the humans, like just in general.
Well, no, I don't take those people seriously.
But
no, I don't just read X to find those people's takes.
People are gonna read this article and be like, "Oh, Israel could have stopped it," and they're like, "This article proves it," and they're gonna read.
Dumb people are gonna be dumb, yeah.
And that's exactly what's gonna happen.
But those people don't have an ounce of power. I'm not worried about them.
But and again, I'm just saying that majority of people are gonna.
It's a bunch of people on X tweeting at Netanyahu, "Hey, you're at fault." Doesn't do anything to him. What does is somebody in a government official position potentially have a government that's not his own, because he's kind of a dictator. I don't know if you knew that. It's kind of his thing. He doesn't really want to leave office ever.
Kind of like.
Do you know where he's from?
America. No,
oh, you knew that already?
No, I didn't actually.
Well, that was just a good guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty good guess, but so.
Yeah, I believe he's from New Jersey or some shit like that. So. Yeah. It's just
I guess that's crazy.
Just kind of one of those things, where.
Yeah.
I guess he was born in Tel Aviv. It says, but
Tel Aviv, there, baby.
I don't know.
I think
we do have one more article on the Israeli situation, and this, yes, and this ties in Elon Musk, because you remember Elon Musk got invited to Israel to speak with Benjamin Netanyahu. So this is segueing. Hamas invites Elon Musk to Gaza to witness massacres and destruction. This is from Al Jazeera.
Yeah, he's not going to go. I don't see him going. Do you?
I think I've read a little bit, and he literally already said no.
Yeah, like that would be
too dangerous.
Too dangerous, and his shareholders would not allow it. Like that would be horrible for everything. So the risk is way too high.
The tech billionaire said it was, quote, dangerous there right now.
Yeah.
The invitation came from senior Hamas official Osama Hamdan on Tuesday.
Through Twitter? Rex, guessing?
Yeah,
there it is there. Oh. Does that say we invite you?
Wait, is that really how they tweet? Is that?
Yeah.
But this says Walter Bloomberg. This doesn't say Osama Hamdan, and that doesn't look like Osama Hamdan.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know if this is how they do it or what this is necessarily, but we invite Elon Musk to visit Gaza to see the extent of destruction caused on Gaza as a result of Israeli bombardment. Seems a bit dangerous there right now, but I do believe that a long-term prosperous Gaza is good for all sides. Yes. A prosperous Gaza is kind of the goal.
Now is he going to get in trouble for saying that?
I don't know.
But,
maybe.
Okay.
Saying that you want Gaza to succeed? Yeah, that's probably anti-Semitic, right?
Probably would have gone in trouble for that.
Well, it depends. What size of Gaza? From where to where? You going from a river to somewhere?
Yeah. No.
You going to a sea somewhere?
Okay. I'm not ever saying those words online.
Hey, why? From a river to the sea.
Yeah, I don't.
Palestine will be free.
Yeah, that's.
It has nothing to do with killing Israeli people.
Well, it's getting rid of them, but.
No.
Yeah, that's what they want it. They want to take over. That's what that means.
When you say things like "they want," you're making a broad stroke brush, right?
What does that? But it doesn't matter anyway.
Do we need to pull up the maps to show you what used to be Palestine?
We've already talked about
it. It used to be from the river to the sea.
Okay, yes.
And now it's not because it got taken. Okay. Give it back.
So there's too late now.
That doesn't mean kill everybody there to give it back. Give it back the peaceful way. Peaceful resolution.
Not the way it works. It'd be nice,
now, of course,
that's not the way it works.
Now, of course, if you ask Israel, they actually do think a two-state solution is the only answer, which is what I was describing there.
Yeah.
A separate Palestine from Israel. I actually don't think that's the way to do it. I think a one-state solution is the only answer. I think this idea that we can have a religious government is just stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's not a way to do government. Take religion out of the government and give everyone equal rights.
I don't think
just like we did in America.
Well, almost.
We tried to take religion out for as much as we could, and we tried to give everyone equal rights as much as we could. I don't think Israel's trying either of those things because they want a Jewish ethno-state. They literally want that. And they wouldn't mind the two-state solution being a Muslim ethno-state next to it. Like, that's what the two-state solution is two ethno-states. I'm against ethno-states. So I'm against the two-state solution, pretty simply.
But yeah, I get it. But yeah, Elon's not.
I don't like religion, and I don't think religion should have that much control over people.
But I personally think without religion, the world wouldn't last. But
Now, within 50 days, Israel has dropped the equivalent of 2 atomic bombs. Did you know that?
wow,
40,000 tons of explosives. That's the equivalent of 2 atomic bombs.
insane.
How many missiles do you think Hamas has launched? You think it was even a ton?
Probably I can't say.
It wasn't 40,000 tons.
No.
This is an insane amount.
Oh.
This is more than Russia, Ukraine, both sides put together for 2 years. Like, it's ridiculous how much they're using.
Yeah, they're just
To not actually have a measurement of success behind it, it's ridiculous. You should be able to measure how much success you have at this point. They don't know.
But yeah,
so for that reason, I don't think Musk is going to go to the Gaza. If anything, he would go to West Bank.
Yeah, I don't think he will though. Anyway, I was surprised he went to Israel the other day.
Yeah, he only did that because he was coming under fire and needed PR. Yeah. And I guess it didn't really work well for him, but his PR stunts never do.
I don't think he's too worried about PR.
Well, then why did he go?
Yeah, I think he had it.
Did he go for financial reasons?
I think he actually had a meeting booked already there in advance.
Is he doing a weapons deal with Israel?
Oh, maybe. No, I don't see that. But no, I think
why not? He's got Starlink. Yeah. Why not? Satellites are part of war.
Yeah.
Maybe imagine having a satellite that monitors Gaza for you 24/7.
But yeah, I think we got a few more.
That's not gonna do well for his PR run. If that's why he was there.
What else do we have here?
Well, while we're on the subject of
Elon, right? Yeah, let's move on to that one.
Yes, we're segueing right into Elon's other story here. Gizmodo brings us Tesla releases baby Cybertrucks for your little doomsday preppers.
Yeah. Get your kid a little Cybertruck.
This holiday season, your kid can drive around the block in a Cybertruck for kids screaming, "Go fuck yourself, advertisers," just like their idol.
Yeah. What? Gizmodo doesn't like Elon, I guess, eh?
I kind of want to see a kid doing that. Yeah. Like, somebody's got to make that and put it on TikTok.
Exactly, yeah. Elon's probably laughing at this article right now.
But probably.
Let's scroll down and see what else.
And here it is.
Look at that little thing.
You can jump in it. There's a wheel.
I would want to drive that. Come on, right?
Like, you couldn't afford this.
No, probably not. But
how much do you think this should cost?
Well, I pre-read, so I can't.
You can't really gauge it.
I caught my eye.
I would have assumed it was like the other power car things you find at Walmart and shit, like $200-300 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like way too expensive for me to ever get, but I knew some kids who had them. No, it's a little bit more than that. It's not $100,000.
Yeah, that's what our Cybertruck costs. So
the Cybertruck isn't $100,000. Yeah. I think they ended up saying the base model is $60,000 instead of the original $39,000. But
that's without the bulletproof windows and all that stuff, right? So.
But hey, don't worry, you can get the Cybertruck for kids for just $1,500.
Yeah, but they will sell, right? So they will.
Well, they're already sold out, actually.
Wow. So yeah.
You can't get this. It's already out of stock, so you have to get in line already. But they can hold kids up to 150 pounds. I think you might be able to use this.
I would be able to.
You can drive up to 12 miles, which is enough to get you to work on a single charge, and you can go 10 miles per hour, so you can use the sidewalk.
Oh, okay. I wish I could.
You can legally use this to drive to work. You specifically.
But no, it's like we have way too much snow. Not right now, but we usually have too much snow here.
It's a Cybertruck. You think this thing's gonna worry about snow? This thing's gonna say "fuck you, advertisers" to the snow.
Yeah. It's unclear apparently if the kids are allowed to resell their truck.
So there was that whole issue with reselling Tesla stuff. Like he wouldn't let you do it.
Yeah. A lot of
like unironically,
Jaguar does that too. A few companies do that. Jaguar, you have to even sign a thing saying you're not going to be a Uber driver or a Lyft driver.
And this actually says that if you try to you can't even get a full refund if you return it. They're going to give you a 20% restocking fee. So 80%.
Understand they love Elon.
That's $300 you're not getting back.
Well,
$300 restocking fee.
No, I'm sure anybody who wants to get that will get it, right?
Like, and they're not gonna take it back.
No, they're not gonna refund it. I wouldn't. Like if
he needs that money for Mars.
Yeah. Geez, they hate him. Damn.
Now it's unclear if Cybertruck for Kids has a bulletproof body, but you can find out. Just find a local kid who's got one, and then you can test.
Yeah. It has LED headlights and tail lights, as well as a 500-watt motor.
Tesla doesn't recommend you throw a steel ball through the window.
Of the Cybertruck as a grown adult.
Like,
Tesla. Sorry, go on. Wait.
Well, that was saying a grown adult did a thing in
he-
2019. He did that exact thing.
He threw it through the window, yeah.
This is actually saying doesn't recommend your child throw the steel ball, so it wasn't.
Yeah. Because Elon threw it through the window.
I think the children should, just to see.
Yeah. Well, it's probably not. It's probably not, but maybe it maybe.
Apparently, this same guy Halzozen threw a rubber ball at it on Thursday.
Yeah. So,
for some reason.
Elon let Joe Rogan shoot an arrow at his Cybertruck. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, did we talk about that off air?
I don't remember.
I know we talked about it, but I just don't remember if the audience heard it.
I don't remember either.
It was for $1. They made a bet.
$1, yeah.
Pretty cool. We should have covered a story on that. That's a very borderline banter story, though. So yeah, this right here, this is what I'd read. The vehicles are currently sold out, so you have to join the wait list.
Yeah, okay.
But they will ship in December 2023 before any of the real Cybertruck models.
Huh. Cool. There's a few Cybertrucks on the road in the States now. Just a few. But and you know what? Here, shoot, I don't know if I can find it. There's actually something I saw today. I should have grabbed it, but I'll find it.
Oh, and then they repeat the same joke here at the end. They already said that joke once. Your kid can drive around screaming, "Go fuck yourself."
Here, look up wooden Cybertruck. Someone made a Cybertruck out of wood.
Wooden Cybertruck?
Yeah. And he wants to give it to Elon Musk. Yeah. So he made a Cybertruck out of wood.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I just saw that today earlier. And he's going to gift it to Elon Musk, he said.
It took them only days to build a fully functional Tesla Cybertruck, all made out of wood. I'm the Cyber Guy. Follow me at cyberguy.com. That's right. The vehicle is constructed from wood right down to the seats, carved hubcaps, and adjustable wing mirrors. The only things that are not wood, the metal frame and the electronics. They also added working lights and even a light up X logo on the door. The best part is that it looks almost identical to the real Cybertruck.
That's the best part, is that it looks ugly.
That is pretty cool, though. Like, that's kudos to that guy.
I mean, yes, the likeness to the original, spot on. Very good work. That being said, the original looks like shit.
Yeah. No, it reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons when Homer meets his brother and he helps design the car. You remember that?
I don't remember that one. I didn't know Homer had a brother.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I mean, I've watched Simpsons so much. But it's here, type in. Oh, you have to look that up while we're here before we go on to the last story here.
Yeah, before we move on, I just want to say this guy's name, Trong Van Dow. Took him 100 days to build this.
That's not too bad.
I can barely say it, but that's the guy, the woodworker, content creator, does a YouTube channel. I actually might check out his YouTube channel. That's kind of cool.
Type in Homer Simpson's car design. I don't know if that will come up. That should come up. Because he had his brother's a millionaire, and his brother wanted him to design a car. But then see.
Like how Homer's just pointing at it, and then there it is. They built that.
They built it, right?
Becomes that.
Then it put his.
Is this his brother?
No, that's a scientist. Where's his brother? There's a bad design right there, like to the left there. I keep going down, but his brother's been in a few episodes, not many. There's his brother, to the top right. Yeah.
This guy?
Him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Homer destroyed his company with this car. The shareholders lost it.
And this was probably way before Tesla?
Yeah, way before Tesla.
As usual.
Yeah. So Simpsons did
Simpsons did it.
But yeah. Okay. Well, I think we do have one last story here.
Yes, we do.
Pretty interesting one.
Yep, it's another follow-up.
We did talk about this, eh?
Okay. Yeah, this is a quick follow-up because this just happened.
So from AP News, inmate who stabbed Derek 22 times is charged with attempted murder, prosecutor says. So he was stabbed 22 times.
Yeah, the last time we talked about this, we knew he had been stabbed, and we knew well, we assumed the person would get charged, but 22 times, we did not know that.
That's insane.
And now we understand why he was needing to be taken to the hospital for life-threatening injuries and like was clinging to life from what I had read.
Yeah,
22 stabbings. How the hell did he survive?
Okay, he's in prison for what he did, but he still deserves to be safe in prison and his time.
Yeah, prison's not a place to get killed. That's not the point. It's no one's point, I don't think. Even if you're just for, getting retribution, I don't think wanting them to die is the answer. You want him to serve his sentence.
Okay, let's see what this...
Well, these are pictures beforehand, but... So he was stabbed in prison 22 times by a former gang leader and a one-time FBI informant. Oh, we got more in here. Oh, that's a snitch.
So he's a snitch. Oh. And then
that's weird that a snitch is the one who did it, because I would have thought it would be like an active criminal. Because he's a cop, right?
Exactly, right?
So John Turskak was charged with attempted murder a week after the November 24th attack in the Federal Corrections Institution of Tucson, Arizona. There's too many Z's in that.
Yeah. Told correctional officers he would have killed him
had they not responded so quickly.
Wow.
Tursak is serving a 30-year sentence for crimes committed while a member of a Mexican mafia prison gang.
So he's a gangster, and he did this.
He told investigators he thought about attacking Chauvin for a month because he's a high-profile inmate. He denied wanting to kill him.
Oh,
so he was doing it for prison clout. Because the guy's serving 30 years. He's not getting out. Right? He wants prison clout, and stabbing somebody like Chauvin, that'd probably get you a lot of clout.
I wonder how long he's giving me the shoe for.
Well, wait, what's the shoe? Is that
that's a hole.
Solitary?
Yeah, solitary,
yeah. So he attacked him with an improvised knife in the prison law library around 12:30 on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Thanks, guys.
Correctional officers used pepper spray to subdue him. And then, of course, did the life-saving measures we were talking about on Chauvin and taking him to the hospital because 22 stabbings.
That's insane. Well,
and this guy literally said he wanted to kill him and would have if you hadn't come sooner. Like, if you hadn't come so soon.
That's insane. Like, and that comes back to our first story, doesn't it? With the gun. Like how did they get the knife in that prison? Like, the knife got in there somehow.
Oh, well, I mean, it said improvised knife, so it's a shank.
Knife. Is it a shank?
Usually, the most common one is you'll go to commissary and get yourself a toothbrush because you're allowed to have a toothbrush and toothpaste, and then you just shave it down until it's sharp. It's pretty simple, and you can do that on the edge of your toilet seat. Is how it's typically done, or on the faucet.
There's many things you can. We shouldn't be telling people that stuff either. But
it's pretty common knowledge. But
I've watched.
It's a shank. It's a sharp, pointy thing.
I was watching 60 Days In, and then one of the contestants went over, and he literally just benched over to a bench and ripped off a piece of metal, and was like, "Look, they could use this as a shank," and he was in there for like 10 minutes, maybe longer.
Yeah, I mean, it really can be that easy to make a shank, and that's why so many things are bolted to the ground, and you can't move things, and there is no toilet lid on the toilet in prisons because it would be immediately taken. Either just as a weapon or multiple weapons.
Yeah, because you can break it, and then you got a shirt with say ceramic or something.
Break it into like 4 pieces, and maybe all 4 of your homies all got a shank now. Everybody's got one. A toilet seat's big.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a little bit more here. Turskak told FBI agents interviewing him that he did this as a symbolic connection to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, okay, so he's...
And the black hand symbol associated with the Mexican mafia? I don't quite understand how he says it's connected, but okay.
Because...
Is Turskak black? Is that...
He's Mexican, I don't know. I'm not going to show his face. But he's 52.
It says Mexican mafia, so...
No, he's 52, so he's not getting out of jail. He's going to die in jail. No matter what he is now, because he would have been 80 by the time he got out. Oh, he was scheduled to complete his current sentence in 2026?
Whoa, why did he do that then?
What the fuck, bro?
He was 3 years away from getting out? Of a 30-year stint?
You did 27 years, then you do that. But yeah, he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't
want to leave. That's somebody who's...
That's his safe home. That's his, that's true. Like, prisoners... I've heard this from friends who've actually been to jail. Like, not friends, but acquaintances and stuff. They're like, they get out, they're like, you kind of feel weird when you get out, especially when you've been in there for a few years, you know? Like, you feel weird leaving that prison in. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if he's 52 and he spent 30 years in there, that's more time in than out
Yeah.
at that point.
Staying in now.
All of his friends are in there. Everybody he's met for the last 30 years is there.
Been there since he's 20.
22.
Wow, 25 or yeah. It's 3 more years ago. But yeah, what an idiot. Gonna die in prison now.
Now, Chauvin's lawyer had advocated to keep him out of General Pop.
That is weird.
Anticipating he'd be a target. And he's been mainly kept in solitary confinement for his own protection.
Yeah.
While he was in Minnesota. Where is he being kept right now? Is it still the same place?
Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, so he's in Arizona now.
Yeah. Yeah, they rejected his appeal. So,
Yeah, the appeal to overturn his guilty plea. But they'll probably be able to go back in and make another case for keeping him separated and in solitary. Like you said, the shoe for the other guy, the shoe for him too. They're both going to be in solitary.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I have too much more to say on this other than
No, and they're rehashing the whole George Floyd thing at this point, which we're not here to cover that story.
I want to get over that. Like, there's no point talking about that now.
And then they're going into all the problems with the prisons, which we've done some stories on prisons not having enough staff and the awful things that happen due to that. Here at the very end, Turskak pleaded guilty in 2001 to racketeering and conspiracy to kill a gang rival. He said he thought his cooperation with the FBI would have earned a lighter sentence. So that's where he snitched. He snitched and still got 30 years. I didn't commit those crimes for kicks. I did them because I had to if I wanted to stay alive. I told that to the FBI agents, and they just said, do what you have to do.
Here, actually, I'm going to send you one more quick article. Not a big one.
If he is a known snitch, though, he needs something like I shanked Chauvin inside the pen. Because snitches get stitches is a real thing. And if he's a well-known snitch,
and now this just shows
a 30-year, Here, and he's doing a 30-year sentence for snitching.
I just sent you one last little article there that for our last not a last segment, but goes in. You'll see it. But yeah, I think that's the end of our show, isn't it? So I guess we can go. Actually, I guess we can talk about that.
Wait, what?
I think you clicked the wrong one.
Oh. But I was like, yours didn't pop up a little picture with it. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. Okay.
But this is a news story to cover for sure.
Yeah, I was actually brought this up in Wednesday's episode from the CBC. 988 suicide crisis helpline launches across Canada. Similar to 911, the 3 digit connects people to suicide prevention services quickly. I know the number 1-833-456-4566. But you no longer need to remember that because it's now an easy number, just like the States. 988. Great idea. Suicide awareness is 100% saving lives. We need to talk about it. You need to look at the signs of not only yourself but your friends and family. But this is a great thing. I just wanted to show it because we talk about it every episode. And this
is great news. I mean, this is quite literally almost like they did it for us because we're an America and Canada show, and at the end of every show we cover this crisis helpline. So now that it's being launched across Canada, it's like perfect.
Exactly. If you ever need help, don't hesitate to reach out. They're always there to help. They don't get paid. And 988 is the phone number. Have anything do you? I think that's all for our show.
Yeah,
There's not too much more we can do with this phone number. It's just a phone number. It's an emergency.
Well, I was just kind of making sure that the only other thing is that you already said it. It went live Thursday, so that's all we've got for the news this week.
Okay. Well,
it's been a long one.
For sure. Have anything to say before we jet out here?
Just thanks to everyone watching now and everyone watching later to leave me comments, push buttons. Yeah. It's been the way to get meows.
For sure. I appreciate you being here again. This is more fun with you than it would be without you, me bantering.
It would be lunacy. You'd just be...
I like to hear my own voice, so it's okay.
You'd probably be able to finish some sentences, though.
Maybe. Maybe, actually. What a good idea. Fuck.
Novel.
So so if you haven't already, like I said, can you please hit that follow button? We love to, every follow helps us grow. If you haven't already, go to our website, borderlinebanter.com. You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, and YouTube. X and YouTube are the only ones that are pretty much active, but I might get to the other ones sooner or later. And if you want to be on the show, don't hesitate to drop us a line. Just shoot us a message. There's a few little details there that you got to agree to before you agree to be on the show, but we would love you to be on there. We already did our suicide awareness thing. 988 is the phone number. Thank you very much for being on, for watching. We will be back on Monday night with a brand new show, a whole bunch more topics, and maybe a guest or two. Thank you very much and have a great weekend. I don't think I'm going to host tonight, but stay safe, guys. Bye now.